The South Australian Netball Championships are brought to you by the South Australian Potato Board and ESSO, taking on the challenge.
From the Apollo Entertainment Centre, Nine's Wide World of Sports presents the 1985 South Australian Netball Grand Final. Tango versus Matrix.
Good evening everyone and welcome to the Apollo Centre and our coverage of the 1985 Netball Grand Final between Tango and Matrix. Already a very big crowd here tonight. Mind you, they're pretty volatile. No doubt expecting a physical clash between the respective sides. With me now, my co-commentator, former Australian netball umpire and player, the lovely Chris Burton. Hi Chris.
Hi Ken.
Chris, looking at Tango, the unbeaten side in the competition, the real form side. But Matrix have got an unusual combination tonight, one that Tango hasn't met before.
Yes, I think it's probably been a headache for Bronwyn Roberts, the Tango coach, because she's needed to do a lot of work on supposition. She won't know quite what Matrix were going to do or who they're going to line up, so I would imagine she's put a lot of mental preparation herself into this while preparing her players.
What about the inclusion of Pat Micken into the Matrix side?
Will make a big difference to the game. Everyone was gambling that Pat Micken might be on the bench for a half, and I thought that might give Tango a big enough runaway for Matrix not to catch them. But with Pat Micken on court, I think the game's going to close right up, and the usually open Tango goal circle will now be congested.
Well, Chris, everybody's been saying throughout the week that this will be a physical contest, will it?
Yes, I think it will, simply because both teams really want to win. Both teams represent the top of their club and almost the top of two different codes. So I expect that the clash will be there. There are close contests which have taken place all year between some of the Matrix players who have managed to play Tango, and those have built up into what should be fairly volatile relationships with opponents.
Gee, I can't wait.
I think it'll be exciting.
Well, Chris, let's look at some of the players from both sides. Firstly, from Tango we have Marilyn Blythe.
Yeah, Marilyn Blythe will be the spearhead that all the Tango players will look for. She's quick, she's zippy, she's strong in the air, and she's a very accurate shooter. So if she's on, Tango are away to a very good start.
Kay Partington, the goalkeeper.
Kay Partington is part of an extremely strong combination with Monica Pucalis. Both girls work as a team, and if they can tie up the Matrix goal circle, they'll do so very nicely.
Right, now, talking about Monica Pucalis, she's the captain of the Tango side. Her form's been outstanding.
Yeah, and she's very good for Tango, not only in defence, Ken, but she's also good because she's their first line of attack.
Right, from Matrix we look, of course, at Tracy Scrutton, a pretty physical player, they tell me.
Yeah, Tracy has a lot of ability, but has a very doubtful attitude. She becomes very volatile very quickly, and that tends to undo her own I suppose contribution.
Right, Deborah Downey, the captain.
Debbie Downey's a key to Matrix because she will have to work hard to unite both ends of the court. She'll know that she's got players out there who are wanting the ball. Her job will be to get it to them.
Okay, well, just in closing, Chris, who are you going for?
I'm going to stick with Tango.
Tango. I'll go for Matrix. Okay, we look forward to a very exciting game. Back with the first quarter shortly. Welcome back to the Apollo Centre for the start of the big one, the 1985 Netball Grand Final between Tango and Matrix. And of course it's Julie Franco with the ball at the moment, and it's a pretty tense scene here, Chris.
Yes, and the Tango forward line obviously fairly edgy moving around. The Matrix defence line looks nice and steady, and it looks impressive even just from here, Ken, with the height. Franco passes out to Pucalis, and Pucalis will look to drive as deep as she can, out to Kristen Ingerson, back to Shanahan, to Blythe. Micken's first interception. Debbie Downey back again to Micken, to Jackie Dodd. Umpires have found their first infringement against Sue Hank. Vicky Krolakowski to Monica Pucalis, Kathy Shanahan. Tango already is showing signs of steadiness by not throwing straight into their circle as they perhaps would like, but feeding it around, waiting for their shooters to get that break. First shot by Tango not successful, but Franco recovered quickly, fed it back in, and Tango have the pass. Probably a nervous pass from Kristen Ingerson.
Just looking at that situation, Chris, it's a pretty tense opening, and no doubt both sides pretty nervous.
I think so. I think both teams have a fair amount of pressure. Matric know that half the netball world expect them to win. Tango know half expect them to win. Neither of them sure at this stage just how settled they will start out. Already into the Matric circle. Sue Hank feeding well. Tracy Scrutton has the ball. And Matric's first score.
That'll certainly help their confidence, Chris, to get away first up.
Yes, because it was done off a Tango centre pass. So in fact, if we look at stats, Matrix are having the result of 2 centre passes. 2 out of 2. Excellent shot by Tracy Scrutton. Julie Franco looking to Kathy Shanahan. Got it through this time to Blythe, to Franco, to Kristen Ingerson, who passes successfully to Marilyn Blythe right under the post. And the umpires awarding the penalty. And Tango's first goal, making the score 2-1 and a Matric centre pass. Debbie Downey called, but it bounced through to Tracy Scrutton. Partington's first touch for a rebound across to Krolakowski, but it was deflected. But it's going to be a Tango free awarded by the umpire into Picalis. Umpires saying Debbie Downey was holding. That leaves Franco right down in the goal, third free. It's exactly where the ball goes. Kristen Ingerson comes forward. Franco over the top to Blythe. And that's the move they'll be wanting to be successful. Blythe mishandled. Jackie Dodd was able to tap it out of court.
Chris, looking at the Tango side, they've got some great talent on the side, and obviously when you compare the two sides talent-wise, Tango with their Australian players and state players look stronger, don't they?
Yes, they do look stronger. I think the only thing that's happening at the moment to make the game perhaps uncertain is that the players are trying to just settle themselves down. Grand final nerves have to be accounted for. When that happens, I think we'll see the true nature of the game. Tango have scored, making the score now 2-2, and Franco to pass. To Picalis, back to Franco, straight into Ingerson, cross to Blythe. That looked like a Tango forward line. Shot up and successful. Makes a difference. When they feed positively, their goal is shoot positively. The Tricks, on the other hand, have made their mistakes, gone out of court for a Tango throw-in. Partington couldn't get it clear that time, but it came off the Matrix player, and Partington will now throw in from the sideline. We'll go to Picalis. She'll look to go long, decides to go across court. Julie Franco already covering 3/3 very well. Down with Shanahan to Blythe. Ingerson offered a dodge, but Blythe chose an option which didn't work, so Matrix will throw in.
Tango commanded defence very well, Chris, don't they?
Yes, Monica Picalis is their first line of attack always and looks to drive long. Sue Hank has the ball for Matrix. Umpire has given a penalty against the goal shooter. Tango have possession centre court. Julie Franco to Blythe. But the pass went astray and Jackie Dodd was able to deflect across the sideline. Franco to throw in. Both Tango shooters out of the circle. Shanahan looking. Blythe's worked her way back in. Reasonable distance. Ingerson not happy with that positioning. Passes. And still skips across the top, but Blythe was able to take it and shoot successfully, making the score 4-2 in Tango's favour with a Tango centre pass.
It's important now, Chris, that Matrix stop the momentum of Tango early.
Yes, I think the momentum is a sign of the confidence, and Matrix need to keep that subdued as best they can. There won't want to be any more than about a 5-goal difference, I think, if the game's going to stay close and there's going to be that all-court pressure. Already we have Pat Micken looking to bring the ball down court to Frith. Debbie Downey. Andrea Frith again has the ball, but it was intercepted. Umpires awarded a penalty, and it looks as though it's going to go in the favour of Matrix. Marilyn Blythe for Tango has had 3 goals from 4 shots. This could be chance for another one as Tango drive forward into attack. Pat Micken reads well. Out already. Matrix have the ball in their goal third. Andrew Freeth with the ball into Tracy Scrutton, who's not clear in the circle. A lot of pressure by the Tango defenders. The McKinnon has it, puts the ball up, rebounds. Partington hit it out of court, and a Matric throw in.
Chris, they're the ones they've got to get Matrix, don't they? They can't afford to miss anything.
Yes, those passes around the circle are important. You can bring defenders into the game, Ken, or you can leave them out. And if Matrix pass like that, then the Tango defence line will be absolutely indomitable. Umpire has considered a contact by the Matric wing attack. Krolakowski throws to Kathy Shanahan. Already Blythe coming forward to spearhead that Tango line. Sue Hank has the ball. Big pass across. Probably a passing error, but also I think a bad decision. Tracy Scrutton was free at the top of the circle and was probably a better option. Tango now taking advantage of it, bringing it back. Julie Franco unusually deep in the defence third. Marilyn Blythe also unusually forward in her attack line. Kathy Shanahan covering a great deal of court to make up that leeway of the goal attack being a roamer at this stage. Umpire has decided on a simultaneous infringement and will toss the ball up. Superb reflex by Blythe. Feed out, pass on, Ingerson shoots, and goals.
Isn't their work under the basket superb, Chris, Tango's?
It's excellent. And what is there, Ken, is the understanding, and they know that they can rely on each other to let fly, and someone will be there to back up for them. Krolakowski with the ball, long pass across court, which is unusual. Umpire is indicating an obstruction infringement by Matrix, and another shot by Ingerson is successful. Tango now 6 goals and Matrix 2. Franco into the centre. Andrea Freeth from Matrix, brilliant interception across to Sue Hank. Andrea with the ball again. Debbie Downey feeding down court. Tracy Scrutton free under the post. The pass went astray, and Tango will now throw in.
And that's certainly the difference between the two sides, the passing and going under that basket.
Yes, and Matrix have had 2 goals from 4 shots, so it isn't their accuracy at this stage, Ken, it's their lack of opportunity in that forward line. Tango with another onslaught at those goals. Good shot from Blythe, good technique, up high, over the arms of the defender and straight through. Matrix sent a pass, and they'll need to score to give themselves a bit of confidence. Umpire has penalised Julie Franco for obstruction. Andrea Freeth with the ball. Long pass to Debbie Downey. They seem to be looking for Scrutton right underneath that post, and she goes. Making the score now 7 Tango, 3 Matrix. Tango again in attack. They're using the combination of Franco and Partington a lot to bring that ball into the forward line, which shows how much they respect the Matric defence line. Ingerson with the ball. High pass into Blythe, who has to contest with strong body work. Franco working around. Ingerson still looking for feeders. Shanahan with the ball, back to Ingerson. Over the top to Blythe, but the height of Micken prevents the ball going through. The trick goaler, Tracy Scrutton, has had 3 goals from 4 shots, so she's certainly feeling confident, putting the ball up. Matric just have to get the ball down to give her the opportunity. And here's their chance. Micken, a long pass into Andrea Frith, into Sue Hank. Heather McKinnon moving around, leaving that circle for Scrutton. Umpire has seen a contact infringement from Matrix. Partington with the ball, long pass to Bucalis. Bucalis keeping it steady. Kathy Shanahan weaving her way, trying to get back into her own area of play. The trick defence line working very well at this stage. Tango are penetrating, but they're doing it with a great deal of difficulty. Still feeding around the circle. Ingerson with the ball, not happy, moves it back on again. Umpire penalises for obstruction, the arm across the body. Ingerson puts the ball up, no, chooses to pass to Blythe, who in fact scores.
Chris, did you feel perhaps it would have been a more physical opening to the game?
Yes, I think what's happened, Ken, is that Tango have come out perhaps no more certain than Matrix came out, but at least they've worked themselves into believing in each other, whereas Matrix are, at this stage, one step behind them in that sort of pressure, and are creating pressure on themselves, making them make mistakes like the passing area that Tracy Scrutton just put out of court. Monica McAllis has the ball into Shanahan, straight across to Marilyn Blythe. Puts it up and scores, making the score now 9 Tango, 3 to Matrix, and a Tango centre pass. Ball with Kristen Ingerson at the moment, about to put it up, and she goes successfully. A lot of pressure on a young player like Kristen when Marilyn Blythe missed her first shot, but then shot 6 without a miss. So you need support, and that's exactly what Kristen's giving her. Matrix with the ball, Debbie Downey in that bottom corner, looking for Scrutton. Ball hit away. Heather McKinnon working well around that circle. Puts the ball up and shot. Bringing the Matrix score to 4. Tango now with the ball. Still with possession, have gone backwards behind the centre circle. Blythe up in front. Kathy Shanahan played well. Beautiful movement. Umpire has awarded an infringement against Matrix. Kristen Ingerson with the ball again, puts it up, and successful. Now the pressure's on Matrix. The score has eased away to 11 Tango, 4 Matrix. So Matrix driving forward, need to score while it's down in their forward line. Scrutton puts the ball up and is successful, making that a little more respectable at 11-5. Matrix players getting anxious and coming over before the whistle. Now all players are settled again, straight through. Blythe with the centre pass. Beautifully intercepted by Debbie Downey. Couldn't control the ball, but at least put it out of court and allowed her defence line a chance to resettle.
And we've lost the ball, Chris.
Don't want to know what's behind that corner, Ken. Tango have now got 11 goals from 14 shots. They have it in their goal area again. Umpire has penalised the defending player, so Tango will get a penalty shot. And Marilyn Blythe converts. The Tricks have 4 goals from 6 shots with their centre pass. They need to get that ball into their forward line. They need to make the most of their opportunities. And they have done so by passing right underneath the post. Heather McKinnon makes no mistake and converts for them. Tango centre pass again. That's starting to look more congested now. Kathy Shanahan pushed right into that corner by Debbie Downey. A lot of pressure, bad pass. Micken makes no mistake about it and plays on. Andrea Freeth with the ball. Too high for Sue Hank to control, and it goes out of court. Marilyn Blythe up the top of the goal third. Dropped right in, picked up beautifully by Pat Micken, but able to control the ball and score the goal. Marilyn Blythe has already worked herself into a shooting percentage of 87.5 at about the 14-minute mark of the first quarter. Sue Hank passes in to Heather McKinnon over the top, and that's a big mistake against the Tango high flyers in Picalis and Partington, who tie up that circle nicely and wait for that long high pass, and very foolishly Matrix played right into their hands. Into attack, closing seconds of this quarter, a Matrix penalty. Tango will gain the pass. Closing seconds, they're looking to get it down into their circle so they can take advantage of this. Working the ball around. And a penalty for Tango. Beautifully taken by Kristen Ingerson. Lovely one-handed save and a goal. And Tango have made the most of every second of this quarter.
Chris, Tango's passing is more accurate and more positive, isn't it?
Yes, I think so. And even their moves are becoming more typical of a Tango side. Another lovely goal to Kristen Ingerson. They certainly look confident now, Ken. They look as though they've got rid of their nerves, and now perhaps they can settle down and play what they're famous for, that excellent standard of netball.
Well, Chris, that's the end of the first quarter, and it's a very good quarter by Tango, 15-6. What do Matrix need to do to get back into this game? Now it's important in the second quarter.
I think essentially they need to believe in themselves, and that sounds rather silly, but I think at the moment they are out there as 7 players. There seems to be little cohesion. Their forwards are certainly doing their job. They're putting the ball up and shooting their goals when they get the opportunity. But the whole Matrix side need to work harder to give their forwards the opportunity which Tango is giving to their forwards.
OK, just repeating the quarter-time score here. Tango 15, Matrix 6. We'll be back with the exciting second quarter shortly. Welcome back to Nine's Wide World of Sports and our coverage of the 1985 Netball Grand Final. And of course, just looking at the first round scores there. Tango 39, Matrix 36. The second round scores, Tango 54, Matrix 40.
Yes, in the first round game, Matrix obviously showed that they were a much better side than perhaps their performance showed in the second side. But as we mentioned in our preview, Ken, this is not the Matrix side which has played Tango, so there are no ghosts for Matrix at the moment. It's a whole new ball game, whereas to the Tango players, some of these players are unknown. So there really isn't a lot of excuse for the Matrix performance at the moment, except that they're probably very nervous.
Well, Chris, there we see the Matrix side having a discussion, or the coach having a discussion with the players. What would he be saying to his players at the moment?
I guess if I were he, I'd be getting them to try and settle down and getting them to watch their passes to each other. They will only build their own confidence if they succeed. And to succeed at the moment, they need to keep those passes between themselves, not touched by Tango hands.
Certainly a very confident first quarter by Tango.
Yes, Marilyn Blythe shot an 88%, Kristen Ingerson a 77%. Down the other end, Scrutton shot an 80% and Heather McKinnon 66%, so they're well in it on percentage, Ken. OK,
here's the second quarter. Julie Franco with the ball.
Monica Picalis takes it from Franco. Franco's had 3 passes already in the opening minutes. Marilyn Blythe has it. Umpire has indicated an infringement, and it will be Matrix to clear. Good, strong, long pass taken by Andrea Freeth. It's interesting to note, Ken, that Tango have already had 128 passes in that first quarter, and in that time only managed to put away 13 bad ones.
That's the big difference between the two sides, because it really is.
Because Matrix in the first quarter only had 66 passes and put away 8 bad passes, so they're just not getting the possession. But their first 2 centre passes that have gone on at the moment, Ken, have been much better. They've shown a Matrix confidence, so obviously their coach has done some good at quarter time and instilled a little bit of confidence in them. Umpire's given a decision which the crowd didn't like and let her know about it.
That's most unusual, isn't it?
It is for a netball crowd, but they're usually very nice people, netball spectators. Seems they're getting into the idea of booing and hissing and enjoying it. Marilyn Blythe taking the penalty awarded by the umpire, converting another goal for Tango, making the score 16-7. Julie Franco looking around for an option, using as many of her players as possible. Vicky Krolikowski coming up to where the umpire awarded a penalty. Deflection, Jackie Dodd capitalised from the trick, straight down to Andrea Frith, to Sue Hank, to Debbie Downey. Now Matrix are moving forward and starting to look confident. Tracy Scrutton took the ball beautifully, strongly contested. Heather McKinnon puts it up, still keeps it in play for them.
That was probably their best movement of the night so far, Chris, but they just still couldn't get that goal.
No, it was almost as though they stopped short of their mark. But even so, at least the movement shows that they're out there trying, and they're trying to work their own confidence back to the fore. Tango, meanwhile, are making every post a winner, working it down to their forward line. But they too find they can make mistakes under pressure, so Jackie Dodd to throw in to Pat Meccan, who takes the ball well in the air. Julie Franco opposition. Sue Hank straight into Tracy Scrutton to Heather McKinnon, looking again for another option. Umpire has awarded an offside and Matrix free pass in the circle. Heather McKinnon looking for the best option for them. Out to Sue Hank, back to Heather McKinnon. Debbie Downey also helping to feed. And a beautiful shot and a Matrix centre pass. So this will give them a bit of confidence if they can score successive goals. Certainly got it into their circle. Heather McKinnon not wanting to put it up from there. Gained ground. Got her own rebound, still missed. Stacey Scrutton took it, missed.
Well, there's an example, Chris. They certainly can't afford that to happen.
No, it's that probably was Tracy Scrutton's own pressure because she was uncontested with the whole thing, and I think she just over-tried with the opportunity. That's got to be lack of confidence when a goaler from that distance misses a penalty with the defender standing alongside of her. Julie Franco in to help the defenders out. Long pass from Kay Partington down to Kathy Shanahan. Short passes from Tango, looking into the circle. Sten Ingerson now has the ball to throw in. Kathy Shanahan takes it, looking for the free Tango player. Jackie Dodd penalised for the arm across the body. Pass to Blythe, and Blythe right underneath the post is successful.
The difference between the two sides is certainly the fact that Tango can find that basket.
Yes, Matrix have got 1 goal from 5 shots in this opening 5 minutes of this quarter, and that isn't good enough in a grand final against a Tango team of this calibre. Sue Hank has the ball at centre third now. Deflection by Shanahan, but it was picked up again by Andrea Frith. Pat Micken has the ball. Umpires indicating use of shoulder by Julie Franco. Debbie Downey takes it into Tracy Scrutton, passes it closer to the post, and Heather McKinnon successful.
At long last.
Yes, I'm like you, Ken. I'm expecting a close contest, and any minute I'm expecting Matrix to do something exciting and fabulous. They're capable of it, and here they go again into attack. Certainly the Matric feeders are giving their goalers every opportunity by putting the ball up and enabling them to capitalise on their height. You can't take away the ability that Picalis and Partington have, and the teamwork and understanding they've built up over those years. And a beautiful shot from Tracy Scrutton. That won't hurt Matric's confidence.
Now, if they can put a couple together now, Chris, we can have a ball game on our hands.
Yes, they only need 1 or 2 quick interceptions, quick goals, and they'll be right back in this game. Tango, meanwhile, are still heading towards their own goal circle. Beautiful baton by Kristen Ingerson. Blythe under the post, and a shot.
Well, Chris, you can say what you like, but that was brilliant, Nepal. That was really.
It was absolutely brilliant. It really is. It's unusual to see a young player react so quickly when she knows, and that is confidence and teamwork, and it probably is typical of what Tango are feeling out there at the moment. Pass backwards by Downey. Matrix have the ball. Heather McKinnon being awarded the penalty. Tango with only 1 defender in the circle. Beautiful pass by McKinnon to Scrutton, and Scrutton succeeds in putting it up.
Chris, have you seen the umpiring so far?
I think the umpiring's been very good, Ken. I was concerned that perhaps there might need to be a lot of work done by the umpires, but I think they're using their advantage rule well. I think they're picking out their major infringements. And generally, I think they're contributing to the game. Franco with the ball. Blythe looking to pass on to Ingerson. Ingerson about to put it up, and does so successfully.
Second quarter, Tango 19, Matrix 11.
Marilyn Blythe shooting a 91%. About 10 minutes into this second quarter, having 11 goals from 12 shots. So with that sort of a spearhead, Tango have something to look forward to. The umpire has awarded a toss-up. Heather McKinnon beat Monica Picalis for that, which was most unusual. Matrix are trying to shoot for goal, have the rebound, and have scored. Tango centre pass. Marilyn Blythe coming out. Most unusual move. Kathy Shanahan taking the second pass. Sten Ingerson out, across to Franco, who feeds her circle so well, working the whole game round. Marilyn Blythe with the ball, pops it up and through.
Oh, absolutely deadly, that Tango forwards, that's for sure.
Yes, Matrix moving forward again, perhaps trying to follow the example. Now they have the idea of passing on and catching that defence line out of position. Scrutton chooses to pass. McKinnon puts it up. And Matrix have their goal.
Tango 20, Matrix 13. And we've got just under 7 minutes to go in the second quarter.
And Tango are into attack again, looking for their forwards. Mr. Ingerson with the ball. One of the rare misses, but Blythe gets the rebound. Umpire awarding a penalty for obstruction against Jackie Dodd. Ball goes through, and that won't hurt Marilyn Blythe's percentage at all. Other end, Tracy Scrutton is shooting a 72% with 8 goals from 11 attempts. Heather McKinnon working again. Ball dribbling its way out to Debbie Downey. Heather McKinnon up with the shot, and a beautiful goal.
Well, that'll boost their confidence, that's for sure.
Yes, as long as they can keep doing that, they will find that Tango will keep being under pressure. But if that lead creeps away, the bigger it becomes, the more confident Tango will become. They have the ball in their circle at the moment. Umpire is indicating a pushing infringement against Pat Micken. Kristen Ingerson capitalises and goals. And now Matrix centre pass. Heading down towards Tracy Scrutton and Heather McKinnon. Heather McKinnon is doing well this quarter, having already got 6 shots from 9 attempts. So Matrix are now starting to feel they have a forward combination that they can aim at as well. Tracy Scrutton awarded a penalty. Big step in, a lot of height. Still manages just to dribble in. Even that, Ken, perhaps is a sign when the ball hits the ring and just works its way in, where the Tango shots tend to just suck right through that net.
5 minutes to go in the second quarter. It's Tango 22, Matrix 15.
Score obviously, sorry, the spectators obviously keen that Matrix keep in. They've given both umpires some curry, helped them make their decisions, and it seems that Gail Bampton that time incurred their wrath. Tango, meanwhile, have managed to get the ball back into their possession. Vicky Krolakowski looking a bit perturbed. Back to Kay Partington. Long pass. Umpire can take her choice, over a third or out of court. She's decided on the out of court. Andrea Frith waiting for the clear move. Kathy Shanahan has been penalised for obstruction. Andrea Frith steps forward. Contact against Marilyn Blythe. And Matrix still making ground, going down towards their forward line. Sue Hank with the ball, looking for Tracy Scrutton, who has found it and shoots successfully.
Because Sue Hank's a hard worker. She's really worked the ball around the court, hasn't she?
She's not an unobtrusive player, but perhaps an underrated player. She works doggedly all day to feed her forward. She's not a spectacular player. She's a small player. She probably has all the natural things against her. And yet, I think she makes it a lot easier than it would otherwise be for her forwards. Another penalty against the Tango defenders. Goal was missed and the rebound taken by Partington. Tango into attack again. They have 7 goals from 8 shots. Matrix have 9 goals from 14. So Tango moving it closer to their post. This certainly has been a much better quarter for Matrix, Ken. They have been able to keep up at least with the shooting of Tango.
But see, Chris, that's the difference again.
It's the type of shot, it has a lot of height in it, it's successful, it's a confidence-boosting sort of goal.
Julie Franco now with the ball. Just over 3 minutes left in the second quarter.
Kristen Ingerson back to Franco, big pass over to Blythe, strong in the air, can take the strong contesting from the 2 Matrix defenders, and pops the ball up for another goal for Tango, making the score 24-16 to Matrix. Debbie Downey looking, best option for her. Sue Hank offers the lead. Back to Debbie Downey. Tracy Scrutton out. Body contest with Monica Bucalis. Umpire has cleared the infringement, making it a shot or pass. Debbie Downey waiting for the defence mistake. Heather McKinnon with the ball, a penalty, up into the air and through.
Tango 24, Matrix 17. Just over 2 minutes left in the second quarter.
Tango looking down towards Marilyn Blythe, passes on to Ingerson. Umpire has awarded another penalty. Ingerson's going to put the ball up. Does so well. And she's playing a very good game in support of Marilyn Blythe, who has had 7 goals in a row this quarter and shot 15 for the game. Meanwhile, Matric also are making their presence felt. Ball up, missed. Heather McKinnon almost pulled in. A tremendous rebound, didn't do so, and it will now be a Tango throw-in. Partington to take the ball. Franco offering the lead, top of the circle, back to Partington, a long pass to Kathy Shanahan. Umpire has awarded a penalty against Pat Micken for using her shoulder and helping Marilyn Blythe further forward than she needed to go.
Using her shoulder, excuse me.
It was an accident, Ken. Jackie Blythe right over the top of the goaler. Umpire has blown her whistle, and the goaler will in fact get the penalty shot.
One minute to go in the second quarter.
Tango with the ball, driving into the forward line, again trying to make the most of the closing seconds of this quarter as they did with the first. Ingerson up but misses. Blythe with the rebound, passes back, falling out of balance. Ingerson this time scores.
Gee, what a combination, Marilyn Blythe and Kristen Ingerson. That's unbelievable up there. It's a lot of talent.
Yes, the understanding's good. It's the sort of pressure that Tango place on them, plus also in the dying minutes of a game, every player wants to make every post a winner, and the resultant bad pass from Sue Hank enabled Tango to capitalise. Strong aerial play by Tango right down the court. 4 players involved and goaling.
That was absolutely brilliant netball. It really was. Super worked in.
Franco with the ball.
That's the end of the second quarter, with Tango taking a big lead, 28 to Matrix 17. And of course, it's going to take a big effort for Matrix to get back into this game in the second half. Chris, if you were coach, you've got many attributes in the game of netball, being a player, former Australian player, Australian umpire. If you were coach of Matrix, would you make any changes?
Yes, I think at this stage I would. I think I might be inclined to change the Matric defence line over just as shock tactics and leave Pat Micken roaming in that circle. She started off, I believe, at keeper, was changed to goal defence. I'd be inclined to make the switch back. Otherwise, I think it's simply a matter of economics. Matrix have as many centre passes as Tango. When they get centre passes, they have to keep control of the ball and get goals.
Okay, that's the first half gone in the 1985 Netball Grand Final. You're watching on Nine's Wide World of Sports. We'll take a short break and then come back with the exciting second half shortly. Welcome back to Nine's Wide World of Sports and our coverage of the 1985 Netball Grand Final from the Apollo Centre. The half-time score sees Tango on 28 and Matrix on 17. Earlier today we had or this evening I say, we had the under-14s Grand Final. We saw Garville 41 defeat Cheerio 31. And of course a little earlier at the under-16s Grand Final, Southside 44 defeated Contacts 33. The stage is now set for the important and exciting second half.
The Tricks are going to open with the first centre pass. Umpire has awarded them a penalty in the goal third. Another penalty to Matrix. Tracy Scrutton chasing the ball, looking to feed it around. Has the ball, puts it up, and does so successfully in the up till half-time. Ken, Tracy Scrutton had a 60% and Heather McKinnon had an 80%. Other end of the court, where the ball is now with Kristen Ingerson and with Marilyn Blythe, we have Marilyn Blythe with a 93%, Kristen Ingerson with 76%.
Chris, I just wonder, I know Matrix are trailing, but I just wonder whether it would be in their best interest to really have a go now. Try something, use some flair, do something and try and put Tango under pressure.
Yes, I think Matrix are playing conservatively because they don't have the confidence to lash out and do the unexpected, the unusual, which sometimes comes off. And as long as they sit back and try and chase Tango, that's what they'll do all night, chase Tango. Callis with the ball, back to Partington. We have the Tango team in toto shooting an 84%, while the other end of the court, Matrix are shooting a 68%. Blythe with the ball in the circle, opting to pass back out. Didn't work, it was a bad pass. Shanahan lost control of it. Matrix took advantage of it, passed under the post, and a shot from Tracy Stratton.
So they had a go then, Chris. They really threw the ball about with plenty of aggression then.
Yes, and as long as they do that, as long as they tend to do the unexpected, they'll be surprised how much they play themselves into the game.
A little bit of vigor coming into the game there, Chris.
I think it was unfortunate because April Jenkins just happened to be there and Marilyn Blythe fell over the bag holding the post, and Marilyn thought she had a helping hand.
You're a diplomat, Chris, you really are.
Matrix with the ball. Umpire suggesting that there's been an infringement. What we haven't picked up at this point, Ken, is that there has been a change made by the Matrix side. Jackie Dodd has gone off. April Jenkins is now on at keeper and Pat Micken at goal defence. So their coach is certainly trying whatever moves he feels open to him at this stage to bring his team up to at least a contest level with Tango.
Do you agree with those moves, Chris?
Well, I guess, as we're saying, Ken, nothing ventured, nothing gained. The man obviously considered he had nothing to lose at this stage and has taken a chance, so I guess the results at the end of the night will justify or otherwise. Meanwhile, the other end of the court, we've got Tracy Stratton shooting for goal and doing so successfully, and all those goals don't hurt.
12 minutes to go in the third quarter. Tango 30, Matrix 20.
Now Tango get the ball away. Long pass from Monica Bucalis into Kristen Ingerson. April Jenkins offering a body block at the top of the circle. Kristen Ingerson contacting it, and now the reverse has happened. Kristen Ingerson learnt very quickly, applied the same. April Jenkins made the same mistake, and Tango now back with the ball.
Chris, it's a game that's never really flowed, has it?
No, it's been stop-start, and I think because one side is confident, one side not, and Matrix are thinking before they're doing anything, and Tango now are letting that teamwork just take place, and they're reacting as a good team should, I guess, on reflex. Showed the headiness of Franco then, holding her centre pass, waiting for Shanahan to double back and lose her opponent. Tango benefit, they still have possession of the ball. Marilyn Blythe on the baseline, putting the ball up against strong contest from both Matrix defenders, and the ball was eventually tapped out of court. Marilyn Blythe has now shot 18 goals without a miss. So her feeder forwards, and Kathy Shanahan and Julie Franco, will be sublimely confident that they can get the ball to her and a goal will result. Turns around and makes a liar out of us. Kristen Ingerson, of course, is offering very good support both around the court and when she gets the opportunity to shoot as well.
Yes, she's a very talented young player, that's for sure. Exciting player.
Pat Micken with the ball, chooses to bounce to Suhang, but Monica Bucalis read the ball, intercepted. Tango straight under the post. Kristen Ingerson beautifully taken in the air, and a very good shot.
Yeah, it was top work by Bucalis on that occasion, Chris, wasn't it?
Yeah, she is Tango's first attacking player, despite the fact that she plays in attack. She reads her forward line well. She waits for the defending player to make the move and then open up the court with a long pass to her forwards. Umpire has penalised Blythe for contact. Matrix drive into attack. 2 long passes, then the umpire, the other end, has awarded an infringement against Vicky Kolakowski. Heather McKinnon with the ball. Big one into Tracy Stratton. Puts the ball up and succeeds. Making the score now 33 Tango, 22 Matrix. Matrix centre pass. Debbie Downey chooses to wait instead of taking the first lead of Sue Hank. It worked. Heather McKinnon now with the ball. Still strong pressure from the Tango defence line. Kay Partington penalised on this occasion, and Tracy Stratton taking advantage with a successful shot.
They just can't bridge the gap, Matrix. They then 10 and then Tango break away again.
Yes, they need to work the ball in with 1 or 2 quick interceptions, and perhaps this defence combination may offer the change.
What happened then, Chris?
The umpire penalised the Matrix player for holding with her body on that particular occasion. Heather McKinnon getting a lot of close attention from Monica McCallis, and Heather McKinnon is a strong body player herself, and it would take someone of Heather's build to be able to counteract the strong work of Monica on those runs out of the circle. Beautiful pass. Well taken, didn't convert. Tracy Scrutton's confidence is lifting. She's had 5 goals this quarter from 6 shots, but Tango stream into attack, straight down into the circle. Bit of confusion there between their 2 goalers. The Tricks goalkeeper infringed. Tango take advantage, and with a short pass, shoot.
Between the 2 sides, of course, is their work under the basket. The Tricks just can't get that system up forward at all.
Penalty against Debbie Downey on that particular occasion. It was a penalty that the Matrix defence line didn't need because it put a lot of pressure on them, and the Tango forwards did what forwards are supposed to do. They scored, and scored very easily. Mistake by Matrix, and again capitalised on by the Tango defence line. Suddenly there seems to be Tango players all over the court, all moving, all offering leads.
The Tricks' game has just fallen apart now, Chris, with so many unforced errors.
Yes, they're starting to make the mistakes themselves without really being under any pressure. I think what they're trying to do is pick up 10 goals with 1 pass. And what they must do is keep working the ball around while you have possession. The other side certainly can't have. This quarter, Tango have 9 goals from 10 shots, and Matrix 5 from 7. So it's opportunity that Matrix need, not bad passing. Crowd agreeing with the umpire's decision. Good pass from Andrea Freeth straight into McKinnon. Tracy Scrutton using her height to keep control of the ball. Gets the rebound and the goal.
The score, Tango 37, Matrix 24.
Ball, big high pass. Tracy Scrutton dropping right underneath that net and scores. That's what they need to do. They need to work the ball to each other, to pick out their own advantages, to try and get 1 goal at a time instead of trying to play the entire Tango team with 1 pass.
Umpires now getting a few Cheerios, which is great.
Yes, the spectators are starting to support Matrix. I think they thought they were going to have a final.
I spoke too soon, didn't I?
It's interesting that the crowd are helping the umpires. They'll add a bit of atmosphere to the game. Perhaps it'll be the inspiration that Matrix are lacking at this stage. Brilliant shot by young Kristen Ingerson, straight through the middle. And a Matrix centre pass with Debbie Downey to Sue Hank. They're using that long pass into Tracy Scrutton all night, but then the pass goes out of court. So it's now Tango with possession. Umpire indicating she had given an infringement which hadn't been heard by the players. So the play will now be set up. And it's going to be an offside free to Heather McKinnon of Matrix. Debbie Downey with the ball. Again, Tracy Scrutton indicating where she wanted the ball. And that's one of the problems with Tracy's play. Once she puts her body in place to get the ball and it is tapped out, she then doesn't have enough recovery to chase the ball. Meanwhile, Matrix have taken a beautiful interception down the defence end. Crowd now supporting them.
Excuse me, a couple of elbows and a bit of a nudge. Oh, it's the ladies' game.
Very difficult, Ken, when the body's in between you and the ball, and it's the ball you're after.
Did the umpire speak to the players concerned then?
I think she probably had a word to the player and tried to explain what was going on. Plus also with the crowd noise, of course, the players aren't hearing the umpire, so she's got to go on and make herself heard. End result was all the same. Matrix had possession of the ball, still have possession of the ball. Now, of course, the Tango defenders are starting to read the very predictable play across to Tracy Scrutton, which has been a high pass all night, and are intercepting and doing so with confidence. And the Tango flow-on game is now becoming very obvious down court. The Tricks take the rebound, get possession of the ball, looking to get it down court, using long passes. But once you have a player who stands stationary to catch a ball, then a defender will always run past and deflect, as happened in that occasion with Kay Partington. The Tricks have the ball on a throw-in. Deflected by Julie Franco, but not able to be intercepted. Across the circle to Downey. Back to Heather McKinnon, who mishandles, and it goes out of court. But in the meantime, the umpire has indicated an offside against Tango, and therefore Matrix have a free pass inside the circle. Good pass, right underneath the post, and a goal.
Just over 3 minutes left in this third quarter. Tango 38, Matrix 26.
We'll keep singing the praises of Marilyn Blythe, but this quarter, Kristen Ingerson has 5 goals from 5 shots, so you can't do any better than 100%. Bad pass by Marilyn Blythe, intercepted by Matrix. Straight down. Umpire indicating she had given her infringement and therefore it must stand. Matrix now have to work the ball back in under the post.
Bit of aggression coming into the game now, Chris, isn't there?
Just a little bit, Ken.
It's good, it's really good.
If you're going to persist in using the same pass, though, you must expect the player of Kay Partington's ability to be able to read that. And that's exactly what happened on that occasion. Long pass to Andrea Fick. Kathy Shanahan read it. Umpire indicating using her forearm.
What's all happening here at the moment? What is happening? Does anyone know? I'm lost. Explain to me.
What's happening simply is that the spectators, as I see it, want a game. The umpires penalising the Matrix players just when they get the ball into the circle. And so the crowd, as most crowds, tend to be a little bit fickle, and they've now decided to support the Matrix team. Sue Hank working as she's done all night. Lacey Scrutton still at the top of the circle. Umpire indicating offside against the Tango wing defender Vicky Krolakowski. Ball passed out. Umpire again indicating offside. Debbie Downey worked the ball in. Lacey Scrutton with the responsibility and converts.
Just over 1 minute left in this third quarter. Tango 38, Matrix getting closer, 28.
And Tracy's quarter so far has shot 7 goals from 8 shots. Tango working to try and peg back the lead they had on a magnificent pass by Kristen Ingerson to Blythe. 2 goals. Now Matrix going forward into attack. Closing seconds of this quarter. Beautiful shot by Heather McKinnon. That's what the crowd expect to see. That's why they'll be happy and to support both sides. Callis with the ball, Franco with long lead, double-handed pass. Back again to Franco, umpire intervening. Penalty against the Matrix centre, Debbie Downey. And the Matrix goalkeeper will be penalised for arm across the body, and therefore a Tango shot in the closing seconds, and it's successful.
At the end of the third quarter, Tango 40 had a very comfortable lead over Matrix, but Chris, I thought that at some stage late in that quarter, Matrix did give it a go. They showed a bit of flair and tried to get back into the game.
Yes, I thought what they showed was aggression and daring. Instead of sitting back waiting for the Tango players to make the play, they decided that they'd try and upset the Tango players by deflecting the ball, by intercepting it, by tapping it on, and I think it worked, that they brought themselves into the game. They gave themselves a little bit of confidence and a little bit of belief in each other, and therefore some of the daring things they then tried to do when they had possession came off.
Well, Tango certainly played fantastic netball so far. Do you feel, Chris, that Matrix can get back or not?
I don't think so at this stage. I think Tango are now too confident. They themselves settled down probably within 4 minutes of the game beginning and have become stronger as the game's gone on. So while Matric are gaining in confidence, so too are Tango. They're already there.
The coach of the Tango side, Bronwyn Roberts, talking to her players there. At three-quarter time, it's Tango 40, Matrix 29. You're watching the 1985 Netball Grand Final on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Back shortly. Welcome back to the Apollo Centre and our coverage of the 1985 Netball Grand Final. This is the final quarter. You're watching it, of course, on Nine's Wide World of Sports. With me, my co-commentator, Chris Burton. Chris, up until half-time, Tango 241 passes, Matrix 152.
And that's about where the game stands at this stage, Ken. It has been a game of possession. Tango settled well, came out very confidently. Matrix still have yet to really find their feet. And for that reason, the Tango shooters have had more opportunities than their Matric counterparts.
Kristen Ingerson again. What a marvellous game this young lady has had, and they're certainly a bright young star so far as netball is concerned here in South Australia.
Matrix with the ball, trying to work it down to their forward line. Umpire awarding a penalty. Marilyn Blythe maintaining her shooting percentage of 91. Kristen Ingerson hers of 79%. Meanwhile, in Matric forward line, Debbie Downey looking for Tracy Scrutton right underneath the post. She puts it up successfully, and she's shooting a 69% for the game, and her goal attack support, Heather McKinnon, has shot a 73. Tango working the ball down to their own forward line, where the combined percentage of the Tango shooters has been 85. Marilyn Blythe with the ball and a successful shot. Matric, on the other hand, have a combined percentage of 70. Tracy Scrutton with the ball, not happy with her position, back out to Debbie Downey, back to Scrutton and over to McKinnon, who converts. Julie Franco straight into Blythe, back to Franco, not happy with Ingerson's first lead, back to Kathy Shanahan, back to Marilyn Blythe. Certainly the Tango forward line pressured by the Matrix defence line, but offering the one thing that Matrix haven't offered tonight, and that's stability right across the court, not panicking, all working to back each other up. Well done by Kristen Ingerson. Shot, which wasn't successful, chased the rebound, grabbed that and managed to pass it on to Blythe, who scores.
Marvellous reflexes then by young Kristen Ingerson. Of course, she's in the Australian Under-21 squad this year, and certainly a player of the future.
Yeah, she works well, and she's been a fortunate player in that she's played with Marilyn Blythe, so she's learned a lot from her. But I think in Kristen's favour, what she has done is used her own ability to team with Marilyn, and that's made a big difference.
Of course, Marilyn Blythe was represented Australia on 3 occasions, 80, 81 and 82.
And the Tricks have scored another goal for themselves. Up to the third quarter, Tango had 346 passes, Matrix 231. And it's those opportunities that the Matric forward line have been missing when trying to get their team in front. A lot of pressure by April Jenkins, umpiring, suggesting that there was an infringement and offering Kristen Ingerson another shot at goal. She chooses to pass. Blythe puts it up and scores. Tango driving into attack again. Still working the ball around. Trick players sitting tight on Marilyn Blythe and forcing an error at the ball going out of court. The Tricks coming into attack now. Contact by Marilyn Blythe. So far, the Matric goalkeeper has intercepted 10 times for the game, and the goal defence, Pat Micken, has intercepted 8 times for the game. Big tap on from Kay Partington, straight up the back of Heather McKinnon, tapped it into a teammate. Tango goes straight into attack, already down in their forward line. Good teamwork. backing up by each other, looking for the best position, finding it right underneath the post. And another goal for Tango.
That's very positive netball. Tango 45, Matrix 32. And we've got just over 11 minutes remaining in the final quarter.
Still they drive forward, looking for each other. Umpire indicating contact. And a shot.
The Tango certainly showing how powerful they really are in this last quarter. Using the ball, passing superbly. And Blythe and Ingerson tremendous under the basket.
Wouldn't give you much confidence going into the Matric forward line. Between them, the Tango goalkeeper, goal defender have intercepted 21 balls going across that area. So perhaps that's why the Matric forwards are not getting the opportunities that the Tango forwards are. Billy Franco with the ball, moving it to Kristen Ingerson, to Marilyn Blythe, looking for better position. And a missed shot. Marilyn Blythe has moved her shooting percentage up to 92% at this point.
Not a bad performance, Kristen, only 2%.
Pretty fair for a grand final performance, Ken. I mean, be pleased to have 92 at any stage, let alone in a grand final. Beautiful interception by Monica McCallum, straight down to Franco. The pair of them bring the ball down court to Blythe, back to Blythe. Umpire has considered the Matric goalkeeper interfered with that, so a penalty will be awarded. Umpire is not happy that the penalty was carried out properly. And has penalised the Matric goalkeeper 3 times in as many passes.
It was a magnificent interception by Monica Picalis. Of course, she's played for Australia on 6 occasions and South Australia 10 times. It's not a bad performance, Chris, is it?
She's a superb player, Ken, and she's just a good netballer. Some players are good attackers or good defenders. Monica has the attributes of being both, despite the fact that she's played most of her netball down in defence. And it's good to see someone of her ability penalised so rarely, so that she has not only the ability but the skill to carry out the sorts of moves that she wants to use. Umpire awarding a penalty to Debbie Downey. Tracy Scrutton putting the ball up and succeeding in scoring a goal. The trick centre pass, a chance for them to get 2 on end. Tracy Scrutton coming out. Ball going into Tracy, not successful, and therefore Tango with possession and about to come into attack again. Kay Partington will have 2 options, chooses Vicky Krolakowski. Monica Picalis, nicely sandwiched by the 2 Matric defend.
It's pretty heavy stuff behind the play then, Chris.
Perhaps it's the angle of the camera, Ken, but I'm not going to comment at this particular time.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Quick to tell the story.
Tango with the ball. Down to Blythe. Still coming in high. Still believing in each other. Being positive that they can get the ball through that Matric defence combination. This quarter, Tango already have 7 goals from 11 shots and Matrics have 5 from 6. Beautifully taken by Blythe in the air, back to Franco, back to Blythe. Ingerson offering the last pass on the court and will pop the ball up. Umpire applying the advantage rule on the Matric goal defender. Matrix, meanwhile, back with the passing. Under the post, Tracy Scrutton chooses to run on. Umpire is suggesting the penalty must be taken as she set it up.
Sure, that's penalising the side, Chris.
Yes, it's one of those dreadful time things, Ken. If the umpire thinks she has defied the whistle, she has to come back. If the umpire thinks it's simultaneous, she can allow the advantage to apply.
That's sloppy forward work by Matrix on that occasion, Chris.
Yes. I guess they're getting frustrated at this stage. They've worked hard all night. They're trying to get the ball. They're trying to get the goals. Meanwhile, Tango have had 3 or 4 short passes to each other. Both Matric defenders deciding to stand blithe instead of offering one on the shooter, one on the goal attack. But still Tango able to break it up and get the goal and another Tango pass coming up.
In just over 6 minutes, in fact 6 minutes exactly to go in this final quarter.
Umpire suggesting this time it was the Tango goal shooter who infringed, and it will be Matrix who get one of their rare penalties for the night coming out of defence. Looking around the long arms of the Tango players, long pass across the centre of the court. Heather McKinnon working hard as she's done all night. Tracy Scrutton fumbling, but still finishing up with the ball and the goal.
Well, certainly Matrix can't win the game, Chris, but I think if they can get a bit of respectability into their score, that'll certainly please them no end.
I think so, and just thinking about the game, I think Heather McKinnon at goal attack has probably been one of their soundest players for the night. She has worked hard, as all the Matric players have done, but she's used her body, she's tried to work around that circle, she's taken the pressure of the strong Tango defence line, she's controlled the ball well, and she's tried to feed well. So she probably has been a very valuable player for Matrix. Gets the pass out to Debbie Downey, who passes it back into Tracy Scrutton, puts the ball up and scores.
It'll be a fine performance by Tango, Chris, but it'll be their third premiership in a row.
Yes, I think it is, and I think it's the early 70s, mid-70s since an A-grade team has won 3 on end, so it's a great achievement to them, and it's well deserved. Their players are top players, they've worked hard, they've played together, they play with confidence, they play with skill, and they're to be admired.
They've certainly been the team of the season. They're undefeated, and any side that can go through a season undefeated certainly is the best side, that's for sure.
Tracy Scrutton with the ball and the goal. Tango centre pass coming up, so Tango will hope to do exactly the same as Matrix had just done. Heather McKinnon has shot a 76% for the night, while Tango move forward in an effort to boost their own percentages and keep this score going. Nice contest developing in the circle down there between the Matric goal keeper and the Tango goal shooter. Beautiful interception by Andrea Frith. Not a good pass. A lot of pressure by Julie Franco, but Matric maintain possession of the ball and try and pass out of defence. Umpire has indicated an infringement against the goal attack, so Pat Mickham will take it in the centre third. And another penalty, this time against Julie Franco. Matrix go into attack and score.
Great shot on that occasion by Tracy Scrutton, but it didn't happen early in the night. Just over 3 minutes to go in the final quarter.
Matrix again trying to work the ball into their circle. It's the strong body work I mentioned earlier by Heather McKinnon, trying to hold on to that onslaught by the Tango defenders. Still she works, still she persists. A well-deserved goal. It was well played.
Gee, third time lucky, Chris, on that occasion.
Yes, it was. She was under a lot of pressure. The thing that I like about her play all night has been she's done just that. She has persisted and persisted. Tango moving it into attack again, looking for their spearhead Marilyn Blythe, finding her. And she doesn't let them down on this occasion. On the other end of the court with Matrix centre pass coming up, Tracy Scrutton has 24 goals from 34 shots, giving her a 70% average. Nice shot.
Two minutes remaining in this 1985 netball grand final.
Tango players setting themselves for the penalty which will be taken. April Jenkins trying to offer a lot of pressure on Kristen Ingerson, trying to cut that ball off as it goes across the circle. Umpire penalising her for contact on her last effort, leaving one Tango shooter in the circle alone. Not successful on that occasion. Umpire indicating a Matric throw-in. using the wing defender Andrea Frith. Tries to use Pat Mickham, but the long arms of Marilyn Blythe tap the ball out of her reach. Umpire entering play to re-award the penalty. Tango score, giving Tango 12 goals from 16 shots this quarter, while the other end, the Tricks, have had 11 goals from 17 shots. Long pass from Debbie Downey. Strong pass from Heather McKinnon to Tracy Scrutton. Umpire indicating throw in that the ball was out of court. High pass into Tracy Scrutton, puts the ball up and goals. Tango centre pass. Tango forwards moving around, offering their leads. 3 Matric players creating pressure across that centre. One of them infringes, and it will be a Tango penalty.
And there it is, it's all over. The 1985 netball grand final in the Apollo Centre with Tango. A very fine performance as we see the players from both sides shaking hands. Tango 52, Matrix 41. And Chris, we can say a number of things about what Matrix should have done and could have done, but we can't take anything away from Tango. They were superb.
Yes, they settled down first, they played with confidence, they believed in each other, they gave their forwards as many opportunities as they possibly could, they backed each other up with interceptions and deflections, and they played like a team who believed they were going to win the grand final from about 5 minutes into the first quarter, and did so.
Well, Chris, they've certainly been the measuring stick of the competition this year. They haven't been beaten all season, and now Tango can look forward to obviously a long reign in the netball scene here in South Australia.
I think they will be there for a long time, unless, of course, they lose a lot of their top players and they need to rebuild.
OK, we'll come back shortly with more action from the Apollo Centre on Nine's Wide World of Sport shortly. Just recapping the final score in the 1985 netball grand final. Tango 52, Matrix 41, and with Chris and I, a very happy young lady, the captain of the Tango side, Monica Bacallis. Monica, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Ken.
How do you feel? 3 out of 3?
Yeah, this one was a real hard one because it had been said in the papers and in the media that the basketballers versus the netballers. This is their home ground, Apollo Stadium, but we have been here on many occasions, and it was good to beat them on their own boards at our own game.
Monica, everyone expected perhaps a more physical game, right or wrong?
It was pretty physical out there, believe me. There were bodies flying everywhere, but I thought the umpiring controlled it very well. Even though perhaps the crowd didn't agree, I thought that both umpires contained the game very well.
Well, Chris, being a former Australian netball umpire, how did you see the umpiring?
I thought it was interesting. I gasped a couple of times, I must admit, but I was going to ask Monica, was it as physical as it looked from up where we were sitting in the safety of the stand?
You didn't have Heather McKinnon's body against you, and believe me, there was just a hair in it at some times, but it was very physical under the goalpost. In basketball, they tend to use the body very well, and I think perhaps with the conditions inside here, it didn't allow the umpires to move as wide and see the court as much as they do, and therefore the basketball style allowed them to use their body, and they used it effectively at times.
Monica, what about the performances of Marilyn Blythe and young Christensen? That was magnificent, wasn't it?
Marilyn shot 100% tonight, did not miss a goal, and Kristen Ingerson was outstanding, I thought. For a young girl, 19 years of age, she really has a big future.
Well, Monica, just in closing, putting you on the spot, what about your netball future from here on? And there's been a lot of stories about you, Monica. Are they true? I mean, netball stories.
That's what I was going to ask. What type of stories? Well, I'm still a spring chicken, but I think, you know, when you've had enough, and I thought this year it was good to go out playing for Australia and good to go out winning a grand final, and I would have liked to finish it off with state, taking out the E-League Shield, but it's been fantastic, my netball career, and I think that's the best way to finish it off.
So you're going to retire?
From state and Australian, yes, but from club level, no. I'll be there in the Z grade, I think, when I'm 62.
Well, Chris, how do you feel about that, just in closing?
I think it's excellent that she's staying on. She's a great player and Tango will need her. It's a shame South Australia can't still have her, but I hope she plays as long as she can, because when she does retire, she'll be retired a long time.
Terrific. Well, Monica, congratulations to you and the girls. A fantastic performance, and now you can go over the bottles of champagne.
Thank you, Ken.
The captain of the Tango side, Monica Bacalus, and on behalf of Chris Burton and yours truly, thank you for being with us. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage of the 1984-85 today netball grand final from the Apollo Centre. Chris, thanks for your help.
Thanks very much, Ken. It's been a pleasure working, I think, with you again.
Bye, everyone.